Ladies and gentlemen, enthusiasts of the financial world, and those curious cats with a wallet, I come before you today to reveal the top 10 insights from a book that delves into the heart of modern capitalism's circulatory system, Other People's Money, The Real Business of Finance, by John Kay. 1. A Tale of Blurred Lines. The first insight from Kay's magnifying glass peering into finance's machinery is the increasingly indistinct boundary between what's real and what's financial. Imagine a world where the mirror image becomes more focused than the object reflected. Finance began as the humble valet of the economy, handling money, issuing stock, and smoothing the rough edges of commerce. But now, it's like the valet put on the master's suit and started giving orders. Finance used to facilitate business. Now businesses often exist to facilitate finance. This shift is like a tail wagging the dog, a mind bender that leaves us pondering whether we've strayed too far from the economy's real purpose, producing goods and providing services that people actually need. 2. The complexity conundrum. Financial instruments these days are like black holes. Even light, namely understanding, can't escape them. The complexity of these instruments has spiraled out of control. It's as if the finance world saw the KIS principle, keep it simple, stupid, and decided to slap on a wig and masquerade as something else entirely. We see derivatives of derivatives, and products so convoluted that their creators might need an astrologist, a psychic, and an army of lawyers just to figure them out. Kay gently reminds us that complexity is not sophistication. Sometimes it's just a fancy cloak for risks and fees. 3. The risk illusion. Take care of the risks and the profits will take care of themselves, said every prudent investor ever. However, as Kay points out, the finance industry has concocted an elixir of risk models and ratings that promise to turn risk into a predictable, tameable creature. This illusion of control is rather akin to setting a rubber duck in the ocean and expecting it to brave the storm. The reality? Risk refuses to be boxed, quantified, or fully predicted. Like trying to nail jelly to a wall, the industry's attempts at making risk manageable can lead to a false sense of security. And we all remember the Titanic had lifeboats for only a fraction of its passengers. 4. The culture of reward. Here's a fun fact. Bankers' bonuses are less like a cherry on top and more like the entire sundae. The incentive structure in finance rewards short-term gains, often at the expense of long-term stability. It's like binge-eating junk food at the expense of a balanced diet. Financial professionals are more like high-stakes gamblers than stewards of our economic future, where the game is to play big to win big. And sometimes the whole casino comes crashing down. Remember, folks, when the music stops, not everyone finds a chair. 5. The principal-agent problem, or who's watching the watchman. In finance, the agents, those managing other people's money, have become the financial athletes of our time. But as Kay points out, these agents often serve their interests ahead of those who entrusted them with power in the first place. It's like hiring a cat to watch your goldfish. The alignment of interests might not be quite what it seems, and this mismatch leads to a circus of mismanagement and conflicts of interest, where the ringmasters may be performing for their gain, not the audience's. 6. The ghost of myopia. Financial markets are touted as forward-looking, eyes fixed on the horizon. However, Kay brings attention to the short-sightedness plaguing the industry. Like a myopic mole, the focus is narrowly burrowed in the next quarter's earnings rather than the long-term health of companies. This breeds a hit-and-run mentality. Chase immediate results, consequences be damned. It's short-sighted, like driving by looking only at the hood of your car rather than the road ahead. 7. The great misallocation. Money, like water, should flow to where it's needed. But as Other People's Money points out, the current financial system often misallocates capital, channeling rivers of funding into speculative puddles rather than fertile investment fields. Imagine a gardener watering the weeds instead of the vegetables. The result? An economy that's less productive, more volatile, and more prone to creating bubbles than a kindergartner with a soap wand. Remember, bubble making is an art, but bubble bursting is a mess. 8. Too big to fail, or the Godzilla syndrome. The financial industry has cultivated entities so colossal that their downfall could crater the economy. These financial Godzillas stomp around the city with the confidence that if they trip and fall, the government will be there to catch them with a safety net made of taxpayer dollars. The irony? Their sheer size and interconnectedness could transform a stumble into an earthquake, rattling the very foundations of the financial system. They're like beloved but clumsy giants in a china shop. 9. The transparency mirage. Sunlight is the best disinfectant, they say. Well, in today's finance, it's more like a flickering flashlight, giving the illusion of transparency while shadows persist. There's a haze of disclosures and footnotes that's supposed to make everything clear, but often they're as illuminating as a foggy night in London. Kay suggests that real transparency isn't about more information, it's about better information. The kind that actually helps investors make informed decisions, not just tick compliance boxes. 10. The reform recipe. Wind up the last chapter, and Kay serves up a menu for financial reform that's more than your average microwave meal. It's a chef's special, calling for aligning incentives with long-term performance, simplifying the financial behemoth, and putting the economy's real sectors back in the driver's seat. The finance industry needs a diet, one that slims it down to its fundamental role, serving the economy, not its appetites. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen, a trimmed, savvy guide through the labyrinth of modern finance with John Kay as our Theseus, unrolling the thread. With wit sharper than a banker's suit and insights deeper than the pockets they're lined with, Other People's Money is not just a book. It's a magnifying glass for the society, a compass for the lost, and a call to arms for reform. It asks us to envision a financial system that's the lifeblood of economic prosperity, hath not a siren calling ships onto the rocks. It's high time we tune the industry to play the symphony of progress, not the solo of self-interest. Let's raise the baton and orchestrate that change. Thank you.